A new day. Wow, that was really quick for a day. I guess we're gonna keep going. I think we're finally getting to the court. The Palace of Justice houses the High Court, a place reserved for only the most serious of crimes. Let's go. We're finally getting to the courtroom stuff. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico, at the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grandes Instance. ... You nervous, Falcon? Yes. Of course I'm nervous. We're woefully underprepared for this case. 2 days. We only had 2 days to prepare. How are we expected to get anything done in that time frame? Calm your feathers, Falcon. We can do this. Monsieur Falcon. Petite Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello. Judge Maxime. Alright, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Is everyone here? J.J. Falcon present. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Rupert Rabbington present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honour. Oh, damn, that's not it. Oh, gosh, where are my notes? I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the look of his 2 rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know, but say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. Are the jury all present? Oh crap, we actually have a jury. So we got a dog, maybe? A hippo? That's a goat. An ostrich. A bird. Another bird. A weird looking... Is that an otter? That dark spot there made it look like ears. I thought it was going to be like a weird rabbit. That's a vulture. Oh great, we've got a vulture. That's going to be good. Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assessors. They shall see judges. Everything seems to be order. Everything seems to be order. So let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline de Meow. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerti, to the witness stand. Inspector Volerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. You look like a pirate. As you will, Your Honour, I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Monsieur, no, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Juste Volerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honour. Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawfully goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mover if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Perhaps you could walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival. Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rogwell. Oh! Sorry, I accidentally double-clicked. You have to pause and see what that said, because I completely missed it. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenby with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honour. But bloody paws, nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination. Let's just go. Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony, so that the key phrase that you find suspicious on Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. Oh wow, well, this is a bit different to the thingy. I did have a guide. I did see a guide of how to do this, but I've completely forgotten it all. Housemaid. Inspector, you say you were related to scene by Baron Rogwell's housemaid. That is correct. Could she... Never mind. I have no more questions about the housemaid. Yeah, forget that. Scene of the crime. Inspector, you say you found Dame Kathleen at the scene of the crime. Correct, the suspect was standing right beside the victim's body. Did you find anything out of the ordinary? Did you find anything out of the ordinary in the garden? Out of the ordinary? Missing garden tools, broken fences, that sort of thing? Definitely not. We combed the garden and it came up empty. Nothing but marble horse statues and properly trimmed grass. That seems pretty definitive. You have another question about the scene of the crime? Yes? Wait, can I not, like, present? Can I not present this? How do I present? I don't need to look at that. Never mind. Okay. Blood on her paws. Inspector, you're saying Dame Kathleen had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. Can I really not, like, present? I want to present. Oh, we have to try and figure this out. Whose blood was it? No, wait, that's dumb. Ha, what a question. It was Monsieur Granby's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. That line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Kathleen's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Granby. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur. Falcon, do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Granby? I do, Your Honour. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Kathleen's paws has nothing to do with the murder. It is foolish time-wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Kathleen's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? On the evening of the murder, Dame Kathleen ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Remington? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the steak on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing, pretty convincing. I gained a little favour with the jury. How nice. So, Inspector Valenti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Kathleen's an elegant bourgeois kitten. I'm going to keep saying that's bourgeois. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? That is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. Pardon me, but as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Kathleen to eat with her paws. Silverware. Dame Kathleen was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. You weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogwell residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Rogwell approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! Innocent, perhaps. What a twist! What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware. Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. And it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. ... Fine, so it be it. Messieurs, until next time. Goodbye, you weird pirate guy. Prosecutor, I trust our next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honour. I call upon, Monsieur Robitio Robinho, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robitio Robinho, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognise me. I am the great Monsieur Robitio Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste. To air un pipe. You may have seen my works in hit magazines, Le Blanche, or C'est Chouette. Because he tweets. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Robinho, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities? What were your activities? Yeah, whatever. Very well, I was hired by Baron Wogwell to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening, I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photo. Then I billed Baron Wogwell and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see. Who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Wogwell, the lion who hosted the events. On the left, we see Senor Pertois de Miao, the father of the defendant Dame Catalin. And finally, we see the housemaid, Courline de Hort, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Catalin de Miao. Quite suspicious, won't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Robington. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with a time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Valerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Catalin herself. Hey, Falcon, that photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different to the one we borrowed from Robinho's studio. I see it too. Our photograph shows Courline de Hort, Dame Catalin, and Senor Pertois. But Monsieur Robinho's photograph shows Baron Wogwell where Dame Catalin should be standing. If we assume that only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. You should just slam that evidence down, be like, BAM! Inconsistency! This whole courtroom is out of order! Case closed! I can't do that. Well, I suppose you could be a little more delicate with your words. No, I mean I can't do that because the evidence was illegally obtained. If I were to present it, Monsieur Robinho would ask how he acquired it and the whole trial could derail. In a worst case scenario, I could lose my legal license and we would be arrested for theft. Oh, well, we don't want that. No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honour, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defence may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. This is going longer than I thought it would. But whatever. You arrived at 7... What evidence do we have? Camera. Yeah. So you put that requests his legal aid for his daughter. Oh, this thing. The photograph. Missing clock hands. Well, we already know about that. That's something we can prove that the thing was edited. Potentially. A red herring, yeah, of course, red herring. Alright, let's ask about the camera itself. How exactly does it work? How exactly does this camera work? I'm afraid that this is a patented trade secret. Oh, it is, but it is a mechanical device, yes? You pointed at something and then it clicks some words and outshoots a photograph? That's quite a crass explanation. It is true that I point-and-click the camera, but that only creates a negative, a prototype of sorts. I then have to develop the photograph, and that takes time. How much time exactly? Around 4 days. This photograph is hot for the press, if you will. I suppose that does explain why the Baron hasn't received his photograph yet. Have another question? No. Well, let's just go with 7 PM. Just go through the whole thing. You say you arrived at 7. Give or take a couple of minutes, yes. How long did it take to set up? How long did it take you to set up the camera? It took perhaps 25 minutes to find a shooting location, put together the camera and ready to film. So you're out at 7 and the photograph took place at 7:30 and you spent 25 minutes setting up. That leaves 5 minutes unaccounted for. Falcon, surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Robinho did something nefarious in this small window of time. Which one do I go for? I am! I most certainly am. This question is of utmost importance to the case. Well, I probably spent 2 minutes or so talking to Baron Wogwell. It's got great interest in my camera. I see, but that still leaves 3 minutes remaining. So perhaps 2 minutes using the bathroom facilities? Falcon, do you seriously expect us to sit here and listen to you nickel and dime Monsieur Robinho about every second? Must agree this is quite unnecessary, Monsieur Falcon. Please stop this at once. Crap, they're stalling. What a buffoon. Damn it. No.
This rock dub is named CAW Ryota, been friends since he was barely hatched. He can be a little mischievous, but he's responsible and kind.